In the previous lesson, we saw how we can work with filters and how we can create different effects using various types of filters. So like to generate drawings or like 3D effects, rendering, or again, sketches and drawings. And in this lesson, we're gonna talk about photo retouch or touch up. So to improve and do correction of the image. And this is something that is really used in advertising and photography to get rid of, again, defects, hide or exaggerate parts of the image. And I'm gonna work mainly with bodies and with faces. So I'm using pixels used to get some nice pictures, and you can search here whatever you wanna try with. But I suggest you start again with some bodies and faces. So I found this portrait right here. I'm gonna start with this, and you find the author right here. And I'm gonna use these images that you see here. You can see the author on the left. And in Pexel, you can just download freely. You can use freely the image. I'm using the smallest size because I don't want to waste time when I apply the filters. So I want to be quick to apply the AI filters that we're going to see first, the artificial intelligence. And so by using smaller images, that's going to be quicker. And you find a lot of interesting images, by the way, in Pexels. And also I want to use this to get rid of some defects like spots and things like that. And also I like this one here, and I want to show you how you can get rid of the piercing. And also I want to enlarge the body of this other girl using Fluidify, which is another filter that can help you to change radically the aspect of a body or a face. So let's get started here. And again, I'm gonna start with this first image, which is a portrait. And I want to show you first well, I have other opened files here. So if I want to see like more files, we can tile vertically. So this is to see more files at once, and this is useful when you like have the original, and then perhaps you want to see also the other image. So if I save this as a copy with another name, so let me save this as let's call this lesson 15. Save it. Okay, in Photoshop. So I can then open it up and leave the original untouched. So I'm gonna open the lesson. I'm gonna tile vertically so I can see the original right here on the left, and then I can work with the new image on the right. Now, if you want to make them the same zoom, you can also go here to the arrange, and you can do like match zoom, or um, you know, arrange them. You can match rotation, match all, and so on. So now let's go in this one right here, and I using now the workspace essential, but you can still use photography when you work with pictures like this and you do retouching or photo retouching. And I also unlock the background. And let's get started. So I'm gonna go to filters up here, menu, filter, and let's start with the narrow filters, which are really interesting. There are like artificial intelligence filter that you can use, and they're gonna change radically the image. So you can see I've already downloaded all these filters right here, and there are also many more to come. You can see here the waitlist. So this is kind of a new feature in Photoshop that is going to be developed more and more, and it's all about artificial intelligence again, which is the latest technology at the moment. And if you want more of these, some of these are in beta version, so they're like still working on this, but you can still try to use them. And if you want some of these, you just click on this little cloud and it's going to download it. You can see here directly from the cloud of Adobe, and you can see that this is again to do depth of field effects, so focus and defocus. So we saw how to do that also with previous filters, but these again are like more intelligent filters. So they probably going to work better and in a more intelligent way. And you have a lot of different effects. So for this in particular here, which is a portrait, I'm going to use the skin smoothing. So and it already applied. You see there the depth blur. So it kind of we have kind of a bokeh effect there on the background. So you can turn these on and off anytime, and you can also of course adjust it with the various parameters up and in here. And also super zoom is really nice. It's gonna like generate the pixels that you don't have. So if you want to zoom in, if you want to do like a close-up of your image, you can do it without losing quality, because Photoshop is going to like recreate those missing pixels. And you can also remove JPEG artifacts that are due to compression. And you have again noise reduction, sharpening, same things we saw basically with the filters previously. And again, here you have enhanced face details. So sometimes you work with the face, sometimes with the background, sometimes with other parts of the image. Now again, let's go up here, skin smoothing. So I'm gonna apply this, and you can see that it's gonna remove right away a lot of, could be wrinkles or spots or, any defect. So I will increase the blur, I will increase the smoothness, and you see the difference between this and the other. Now, when you're ready, you can apply the filter that you want to apply, and you can choose if you want to do it in a new layer or a new document or whatever. So I'm just going to do it in a new layer and say OK, and just wait. There you go. And now we have the filters applied. So we have a super zoom here, which kind of crop the rest of the image, but I didn't lose too much quality. And then I have also, you see the the part where the skin was smoothed, and you can do this even more. Now let me delete this and just go back here to the original. Always try to save a new layer and don't save on the original, so that you can always like go back. So I'm gonna show you quickly how you do that. So right here, when you apply a filter, so let's go for only for the skin smoothing. Down here, instead of saying current layers, you can say like new layer or new layer masked, if you have a mask. Not in this case, but so you can apply a smart filter also, which is definitely better. So let's apply a smart filter. So now you see you can turn on and off the effect in the same image, so you can see the difference right away. And if you're not happy, you just delete the smart filter. Or even better, in my opinion, is you create a totally new layer, so you can like work with the two. But I'm gonna show you that in another picture. Let's move on. Let's go forward here. I'm gonna use another picture that I downloaded again from Pexels. So let's use like a more frontal portrait, like this one here, or let's use this one here, for example. So I'm just gonna close now the one that I opened. So here, what I want to do is apply a totally different look to the portrait. So I'm gonna go here to Smart Portrait, and it's gonna like detect the face here, and you can like make it not happy or happier or less happier. So this is kind of, crazy. It just needs some time to be processed and to render, and it's gonna do with artificial intelligence is gonna modify the image. So you can work, and it's gonna take time because the bigger is the image. There you go. So it changed it radically, the image. So this is kind of way more than retouching. This is basically reinventing. And again, you can change the expression here. or the aging, so you can make it look younger. And all of these takes time, so I cannot show you everything, but once you understand the logic, and you can go by yourself, or you can make it older, or you can increase the air thickness or the eye direction. And then here also you have like expression like surprise or anger, or the opposite if you go the other way. And then you have like head direction, you can change the light direction, and again other settings here. So you have a lot of things to play with. And once it's finished, it's gonna apply everything. You can see this is like looking a little bit older. Sometimes things get like strange like this, so we need to fix that with other retouching tools that I'm gonna show you later. But just to show you that you can really do a lot of stuff here. Well, sometimes just don't play too much. That's eventually gonna be, gonna generate a better image. And then we can do, well, we need to finish to processing, and let's do like a new layer here. Now, of course, if you use a selection or a mask, it's only gonna work on that. So you can see that we have the original here and the new one right here, and then we can play with the opacity if you want to blend a little bit with the two. And here I want to remove this problem. Now, the fastest way you can do this is again with artificial intelligence, but you can also use the healing brush or the remove tool. So you select the tool. Okay, you can use this with a brush or with a lasso. You just need to go around the area that you need. So I'm just gonna like click like this. I'm gonna go all around here and like a lasso, and there you go. So we remove that part. So you can see that you can fix a lot of the artificial intelligence problems by using the other retouching tools that we're gonna see in just a minute. By the way, I can still use the eel brush here to get rid of this real quick. And you see there's always something like not too good that we can fix. Let me try to work here on the original image. So I'm gonna go back to the background here. I'm just gonna like brush. The more precise you are here, the better it is to remove details and whatever you want to remove from an image. Now let me use another narrow filter here. I want to open up an image where I have like a makeup like this, or you can try, with other images here with makeup, but it should be like uh, similar to the other image. So it's kind of a portrait like this. So if I open both and I go back here and I go back to narrow filters, and there is another one here for makeup or retouching, which is makeup transfer. So you can transfer a makeup from an image to another. So this is going to be my image, and then I can select the other one that I just opened as a reference image, or I can open up an image directly from my computer. But right now I can use this. Perhaps I can just define also an area here that I'm more interested in. And let me see here. Let's go here, and now it's already applying, you see the makeup. Now when it's finished, we can again, well, I'm going to create a new layer, let's say new layer mask. So I'm going to say okay, and there I have the new layer, which is also maxed. So I have a mask I can use. I can turn this on and off, and if there are like strange things happening here, you can fix it. How can you fix it? Well, with the mask. So if I click here on the mask, I can use the brush and the black foreground color to get rid of parts of these mask that is not working properly. Let me see here. So let's select a good brush, and opacity, this is too down, so be careful that all the settings here for the brushes that we learned previously are correctly set up. So you can see here I can fix a little bit the makeup with a nice blur. And also I can let me change here from the workspace photography to essential. So perhaps you find the tools we are using here in an easier way. So if I go all the way down, these are all like brushes that we already see on the razor. And this is a brush which is called the blur, and this is gonna do what the filter does, but only on part of the image. So perhaps I want to blur. You can see part of the image here is already blurred, but if I go on top of that, I can blur that. I can blur the mask also, so I can blur more here if I want, to make everything more blurred. And remember, you always have the filter and you can work with the selection. Or we can use the, here if we hold, we have the sharpen, so we can make some details sharper. For example, this eye here is kind of a, now it's kind of too blurred. So if I brush on this, I can make this appear less blur and more sharpened. And also goes for the air. So I just need to continue to click in these areas. Now don't do this too much, or you don't increase the strength too much. Otherwise, it's gonna get awkward. I'm gonna show you here that if you continue, you see that at some point you will see some really bad artifacts, and you don't want that. So make sure you don't go too far with any of these tools. They need to be used like carefully. So here I'm just going back, and if I cannot do this quickly like this, I can use the history brush tools to get those areas back to the original. And you can use this also on the narrow filter that we used. Now, usually when I do photo retouching, I also use like the standard brush, which is really good if you want to add color or add parts that are not really there. So let me use here a blue color to change the color of the eye. So I'm gonna brush delicately there, and then you just use another blending layer here, so you can change the color of the eyes radically. There you go. And also you can go in the styles. You can still use the layer style, and you can like bevel emboss if you want a better 3D effect. You can apply texture, you can apply a stroke, or you can apply inner shadows. And you see I've used another blue, and you can define the opacity here, or perhaps could be like a green, and change the type of blending layer. So it's kind of like blending layers on top of other blending layers on top of other, and then they're gonna give you like a really more complex result. Then you have inner glow. Again, you can change this to whatever and try to mix the various effects. Then you have setting color overlay. Let's go here with another like tint, and then again you can overlay this, trying to find another interesting effect. And there you go. And then you have gradient overlay, pattern overlay, outer glow. So can be used also for makeup. This is kind of a glowing effect all around, and you can make it like bigger or really small, so you can only perceive it. And then you have like drop shadow again, and this is another color that I applied, so I have another effect. And again, I can change here the various blending modes. And don't forget that you also have like color substitution tools and others that can be really handy here, like color replacement and color selection and so on. And by using different layers, you always the possibility to blend from the original to the new one, and perhaps find a middle ground there. And let's continue here. Let's go for another example. And I'm gonna open up an image again that I found on Pexels. Now we could say that we have some defects here that we can adjust. So let's go in the retouching tool sets right here. So spot healing brush, we have the size that we can choose, and then we can use content aware, means that it's going to be aware of the content around. So if I want to remove here, like, some defect, I can just brush on that part like this, and it's going to be intelligently removed. Also there you can remove like the earring, and you can do also create texture, and you can do proximity match, which are like different let's say algorithms, and you can sample all layers or not. And then you have remove tool. So this is just to quickly remove whatever you want to remove. So if I want to remove a spot here, I'm just going to brush on that. And again, eventually it's going to see what's all around, and it's going to try to make an average, and it's going to remove. But in this case, we have a lot of spots. So it's it find it difficult to remove because it thinks that this is the average, the normality. So you can still remove them little by little. You can brush over them, and it's eventually going to understand that. And let's move on. We also have healing brush tool, which is a little less automatic than the magic or the others. So in this case, we need to hold Alt with the keyboard. We need to click on the Alt key and hold it to define a source, which means that I can say, okay, I want this as a source. So I'm more specific with this. So it's getting that source, and it's trying to place it in the other parts of the image where I'm brushing. So it's kind of trying to replicate that source in the other parts of the image. It's similar to the clone stamp tool. You can do this also online, which means that it's going to be, if I start from here, it's going to be aligned to whatever it's in there. So you can see it's like duplicating the nose in this case. And again, I can do this also with an eye, and that's gonna clone that eye. And here, if I want again an eye, instead of using align, I deactivate align, so that part is going to be repeated as many times as I want. So really similar to the clone stamp again. And then of course you have other tools here. I also use legacy, which is kind of the old one. And then we have the patch tool. Now again, this is to remove a part. So if I select that, I click, well, now it's duplicating. So it's kind of cloning. Is doing this because you need to switch here from destination to source. So in this case, it's going to look up at the source, and it's going to change the area that you select based on the new area that you're going to specify. So you see how many of these defects I'm removing right now. Clicking and drag, or if you want, you can duplicate. So you can again choose destination. So when I select this, that's going to be duplicated in another position. You can see it's also looking for the same shadows and highlights. So it's a really defined and intelligent cloning. And also you have other settings, of course, but we're just going to go quick here. Content aware move tool. So this is going to move the content. So if I just select the mouse here, and I want to move it like lower here. So what it's going to do, if I say okay, it's going to remove the mount from the original position. It's going to bring it down here. So really, it's getting really awkward. And so it's a movement of content rather than copying the content or hiding content. And you also have here, of course, other options that you can explore. Red eye tool, well, we need red eye pictures, red eyes pictures, which already opened up previously, is this one here. And this is just, you need to define the pupil size. Let's go for 100, and the darken amount, and just click and drag and show Photoshop where the red eye is, and it's gonna fix it right away like this. So really quick tool that can help you in this specific situation. And well, the patch tool can be used also when you work with bodies and you have like scratches, or you have anytime you have something to hide. Now let me show you this other image here of this uh, girl doing gym. So if I want to hide, for example, a logo, I can just click there, and there you go. You click on an area where the logo is not there, and you can hide it. So again, it's just another way to hide or show. If you do the opposite, you can change this to destination, it's gonna copy the logo in another position. So it's again kind of a smart tool that you can use in this type situation. Now I'm gonna go for the hiding the logo, and I don't see a lot of defects here. So probably this is already retouched. A lot of pictures are already retouched, but let's say yeah, I have that little spot there. I wanna remove it. There you go. It's really easy. Now I'm gonna show you one last interesting tool that you can use, but before I wanna go here to the subject selection just again to show you how quick it is and how intelligent it is to select an entire subject like this. And then if we want, we can go forward with the mask. So we can go to select the mask right here, and just going to show you quickly the refine edge brush tool, which is excellent when you need to like specify that there are some parts here with hair if they have not been recognized by the tool. Now be careful that it just added a mask and we don't really want that, so you can help him also to understand a little better the parts that you probably want. And with this you can like fix like trees, leaves and branches, and try to make him understand that you have like some hair in there, and then you can fix it again with the quick selection tool. And well, let's say that this is pretty okay. So when you have like an image like this, you can proceed. See there, okay, I need to add a little bit more inside the selection. And so let's go here and all the way down and just create a new layer with the mask. There you go. And anytime you can always like there you go. So you have the original layer, you can always turn it on and retrieve the background. And well, to use Fluidify, we probably need to make this a smart object. So it's completely like this. So I can now work more accurately. So I'm going to go to Filter and Liquify. There you go. And this is a really excellent tool, again, to do correction on the face, on the body. So you can see I can start here to push this parts of the face around, and you can also like make this mouth larger, make it like smiling or more serious. And well, don't exaggerate because it's gonna be really visible. And then you can change the size of the eye, well, not too much, and that's it. And also here you have like parameters for like this face aware liquify, which is this one right here. When it's gonna detect a face, it's gonna go directly in here, the face tool, or you can just click there. And also here like you have like the eye size, and then you have the eye tilt, eye distance, so you can fix all of these, and again do photo retouching really easily, really fast. Smile, upper lip, if you want to increase the upper lip, want to increase the lower lip, and mouth and the mouth height, face shape, chin height, and so on, the jaw. Now you have also other parameters here, but there are a lot of them, so you need to go by yourself. I just want to show you that you can work with this right here, and also you have the tools right here. Now, depending on the size, you're gonna affect parts of the image. So here, for example, I can increase the muscles by like pushing the pixels around. I can make these, bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. And also, of course, I can change the phase, and it's all about the size of the brush. So maybe I want, yeah, not do that. I want a larger eye. And then let's see here what we can do. We can like change again we can make bigger lips. We can, let me see here, reconstruct. If you want to go back, you can reconstruct, or you can smooth an effect a little bit. You can twirl everything if you want, or pucker. This is to make things like smaller, like maybe I want the smaller nose, and not too much, of course. And here, maybe. And then I want like bigger, some other thing. I want to make it bigger, like maybe the ear or the mouth again. Try to calibrate everything. Start to look like cartoonish. So again, don't exaggerate with this. And of course, I can enlarge the muscles, make them look really big and really strong. And also here, the shoulders, the breast. Maybe I can make it look bigger. And again, don't do this too much, otherwise it's gonna be too visible. And I can make this like thinner, like the waist thinner. So I can push this inside, and also the legs, I can make them like bigger, stronger, with more muscles. Again, don't exaggerate. You can see how it's inflating everything kind of in an awkward way. So you need to be careful and go really easy, but you see how it's affecting the whole body structure. And there you go. So we make some really strong legs right here. And also you can push the pixels around, and that's it. So just go there and experiment. Let's see what happened here. So there you go. That's the new one. And now if I open mode, I can compare the two. So you can see we made a lot of changes. Some of these are subtle, some of these are more evident, but the image is radically changed. So that's it for this lesson. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support us, please join the channel as a supporter and check our other courses and guides that you have available in the channel. So thanks, and see you in the next lesson.